This video is brought to you by Gemmer.com, place where you can buy, sell, and trade collectibles of all kinds, uniquely for comic book fans and just lovers of pop culture in general. So go check it out, Gemmer.com, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Hey, what's up guys? Nick here with a review for one of the most anticipated comic book films of the year and probably one of the riskiest. Deadpool is based upon Marvel Comics' most unconventional anti-hero and tells the origin story of former Special Forces operative turned mercenary Wade Wilson, who after being subjected to a rogue experiment that leaves him with accelerated healing powers adopts the alter ego Deadpool. Armed with his new abilities and a dark, twisted sense of humor, Deadpool hunts down the man who nearly destroyed his life. Now that's basically what the movie is in the short form, but in the long form it's really a story about revenge and, what lengths he's willing to go to save not only himself but his pride and the woman that he loves. Now keep in mind, this is a very violent film. I was actually impressed by the amount of violence and action and how closely they kept the story in the film and just how closely they kept it to Deadpool comics. I mean, the R rating is there for a reason, and I'm kind of surprised it didn't get a rating above R, because they must have had to cut down some scenes because of just how crazy this film gets. But basically this film is coming from director Tim Miller and producers Simon Kinberg and Ryan Reynolds himself. Now, one of the things that I loved the most about this film is obviously the casting of Ryan Reynolds. I think that it's pretty obvious at this point that he was born to play the role of Wade Wilson. I mean, just everything that he embodies in the film and every scene that he's in, he really just steals the show, apart from, side characters that I'll get to in a bit. But I think Ryan Reynolds really pours his soul into this role, and I'm just glad that he's finally landed a comic book role that completely suits him and just plays to all of his strengths as an actor. The character that surprised me most in the movie was actually the one that TJ Miller played, which is the character of Weasel in the Deadpool comics, and I just thought that he brought such a comedic presence to the film, and he really played off Ryan Reynolds perfectly, along with the character of Blind Owl, who we very briefly see in the movie. Now, as for the villains in the movie, we have Ajax and Angel Dust, who are pretty important to Deadpool's origin story, and you get a clear sense of why Deadpool is hunting them down in the movie. They kind of just destroy his whole life and leave him for dead. Another cool thing about this movie is that it actually ties into the greater X-Men universe, and it includes mutants such as Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who is a creation by Grant Morrison. I really enjoy the character of Colossus in the movie, and I love the way that they kept him metal in his metal form the entire movie, and I thought that the actor did a fantastic job portraying the character just with the Russian accent and everything. I even loved Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I thought she had a great presence, and she played off Colossus because, Colossus is the straightforward X-Men character. He's just trying to do everything by the books, and he's got this new young teenage mutant that he's trying to kind of guide, and she's just not really getting it, But other than that, wow, this movie was just incredible, and my only complaints with the movie, I think, are just the fact that the story is a little bit thin and the villains didn't feel as compelling as I would have wanted them to be. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's a movie about Deadpool, and I think that they just did a fantastic job of doing it. And also, one of the coolest things about this movie is that it has probably one of the best opening credit sequences I've seen in a movie in general for a long time. And the fact that Deadpool breaks the fourth wall in this movie multiple times just lets you know that everyone involved in the creation of this film just poured their soul into it, and you could tell that director Tim Miller is a huge fan of the comic books, and he sticks it really close to the source material. Overall, I'm going to give Deadpool an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed that movie, and it's kind of crazy because normally I don't enjoy Deadpool comics just because of how he's become recently, but I think this film really captured the greatest hits of Deadpool and kind of elevated it to another level. So anyways, I highly recommend you guys go see this movie as fast as you can, and go see it a few times to support the character. So anyways, that's pretty much all I've got to say. This is a great film and probably the best Fox Marvel movie I've seen in quite a while. Thanks again for watching our review. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our latest content, including news, reviews, and original podcasts. My name is Nick, and I will see you guys next time.